So this is John from Moot. So John, tell me where Moots is and what you're about.
Yeah, absolutely. Moots is located in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and we've been hand building our bikes there since 1981. And those first 10 years that we manufactured was in steel.
Right.
And then in 1991, we switched to titanium and have been with that material ever since.
Okay, and any particular reason why you switched to titanium?
We really like the fatigue resistance and the longevity that the material offers us. And we have a small soft tail design that really was the impetus of us moving to that material, and honestly not having to paint it and have more impact on the environment with chemicals and things like that really was very appealing at the time.
Okay. So we have here the Root. Is that right? Root RSL? Oh, Route.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me why Route.
Yeah, so the Routt family of gravel bikes in our lineup is named after the county that Steamboat is located in. So it is Routt County, Colorado. And this bike came to be by virtue of us riding dirt roads, gravel roads, Forest Service logging roads, and really wanting a bike that could hold a bigger tire and have nice manners on loose gravel surfaces. And so the Routt came to be.
So the Route comes in three models, am I right? And the RSL is like the top of the range kind of racing model, yeah, slightly more aggressive in geometry. So that's what we've got here. Do you want to just talk us through some of the features?
Yeah, absolutely. The Routt RSL is our top tier gravel bike, and it features an internally double butted tube set, which helps saves a couple 100 grams out of the frame. And the geometry is that of gravel, which is a little bit lower bottom bracket versus a cyclocross bike or a road bike, and then also a little more relaxed angles, so it handles nicely on that loose surface as we go along. And some of the other features of the Routt RSL is 44 millimeter head tube up front, our carbon fork that is matched to handle quite nicely with the bike. And then in the back of the bike, we've got a unique setting where we're using a 3D printed dropout, both left and right side, that gives us our through axle hole, our derailleur hanger placement, and also some handy fender eyelets for foul weather commuting or training.
And is it set up for like bike packing with plenty of lugs and racks for racks and things, or is that you know not at this race level and you'd have that further down the range, or what?
No, it can be, and with all of our Moots products and our frames, the customer can order this with any of those added weld-ons available.
Okay.
So third water bottle bosses, a chain hanger, heavier duty rack eyelets can be ordered with the bike, and that's kind of up to the customer, and that's part of the fun part of customizing your Moots a little bit. But it's really well mannered for bike packing as well. It's not a heavy duty bike packing machine by any means, but it can get the job done.
So what's the maximum tire clearance on the RSL model?
Yeah, the RSL will hold up to a 40 millimeter tire with clearance for mud and things like that you might encounter out there on whatever route you're riding. So we really aim that 40 millimeter tire clearance for this model.
And is that the same on the other route models?
It is not. We have another model called the Routt 45, and that will hold a 45 millimeter tire.
Okay.
So it gives us more capacity. It does have a little longer chainstay, so it's not quite as racy, but people really gravitate towards that bike because of the bigger tire capacity. You can run it with 650Bs and have up to about a 47 tire in it.
Right.
And it also can be utilized as a bike packing bike as well.
Right. So that one, that's the Route
45.
Route 45. That would be your more of an adventure bike, whereas this is maybe like Dirty Kansas kind of thing.
Correct.
Right. And why Moots? What does the name come from?
So the Moots name actually originates from the alligator that's in our logos and on some of our clothing and even our bikes. So his name is Mr. Moots, and the founder of the company had a rubber pencil eraser, and the story goes that the bullies on the bus poked a hole in its head, and after that, when you squeezed its head, it made this Moots sound. And at that point, he named the little character Mr. Moots. And when he built his first bike in 1981, he decided that that was going to be it. He was going to name it a Moots.
Right. So it's a two fingers to the bullies then. This.
Exactly.
Cool. And so this one is in quite a plain finish, but you do quite an array of finishes, don't you?
Yeah, over the last couple of years, we've really evolved our finish options with our bikes. So the classic is a bead blast finish with white decals, and that's kind of the iconic Moots look. And we came to understand that customers really wanted a different look. So now we're offering a menu of, up to about 7 or 8 different finishes, which include colorful anodization jobs. To this bike right here, this is a very subdued etched finish, so it's very hard to see the logos. It's kind of ghosted on there, and customers like that as well. They can fly a little under the radar without drawing too much attention to themselves.
But if you do want to draw attention to yourselves, there's one it's the pattern from the hotel in The Shining. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. We launched a finish called the Stanley, and it is a fade anodization job. And as you get back to the chainstay, it features the carpet pattern from the movie The Shining. And it happens to be one of our finish guys' favorite movies of all time.
Okay.
And when he presented the pattern to us, we thought, yeah, this looks really nice. And I think a lot of people do like it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really pretty, but I'm not sure I'd want to be reminded of The Shining while I was riding around some of this.
You might ride faster if you were being chased by an axed wild man.
So the frame is made by yourselves in Steamboat.
Correct. Anything that you see out there in the world that is branded Moots and is made out of titanium, it is all made in Steamboat Springs in our one location.
And then can you tell us about the fork? Is that your own proprietary fork, or is that like a stock one?
It is our own proprietary fork. We built out the design and approached a carbon manufacturer to produce this for us. And it features all the industry standards that are out there right now. It's 1.125 to 1.5 tapered steer tube, flat mount, 12 millimeter through axle, and it also features internal cable routing and a really nice set of hidden fender eyelets, so you can turn this bike into that foul weather training or riding bike when you need be.
Cool. It's got lots of lovely little details. It's got a lovely head badge. We've got the little alligators on the bar tape, and then even the seat post is actually just a little bit different to usual, isn't it?
Yeah, the seat post features a brushed finish all the way up to the top of the head, and then the last couple of inches we blast that head and then apply either the etched finish or an anodized finish to it. And the reason for that is with this polished finish on the seat post, if you're lowering or raising your saddle and you scuff the seat post up a bit, which is quite common, you can take a bit of Scotch-Brite and clean up the seat posts.
Right. And for our viewers that are now drooling and thinking that they want one of these, can you tell us the price points for the 3 different bikes that you've got in the range?
Yeah, you bet. The Routt RSL is the top tier. It has all the bells and whistles, so to speak. So it does start out at about $4,250 for the frame, fork, and headset.
And that's dollars, of course.
And that is dollars, and there's many different build kits available from Shimano and SRAM through us.
But if you pick your moment on the sort of financial trading side of things, you'll get a really good deal then, won't you?
Absolutely. And then the Routt 45 and the standard Routt, the same frame, fork, and headset setup there goes for about $36.50 US retail dollars.
And just to clarify, what's the difference between the standard Routt and the Routt 45? Is that the tyre clearance? Or?
Correct. The standard Routt sports a little bit shorter chainstay, and that's for folks that are never really going to want to go to that bigger, 45 millimeter tire, it'll hold up to about a 38 millimeter tire. And for casual gravel riders and racers, it's just fine for a lot of people.
Right, so if you're a racer, you want to go for this one. If you're an adventurer, you want the 45. And then if you don't want to be like really aggressive, but you're not going to go too far off the beaten track, you go for the route.
Correct.
So there you go. Make your choice. Thanks very much.
You bet.